On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the Texas Tech University School of Music, and we're visiting with Roger Landis, who is a senior lecturer here at the School of Music, does all kinds of things. And today we're going to be talking about a special concert coming up at the Cactus Theater. It's called Guitarslingers, and I really want to explore this because I'm sure that I and a lot of other people don't really know the significance and the historical context that goes into this concert, and you're the one who knows all about that. So, Roger, take it away.
Well, thank you. I'm one of the ones who know about it. It's actually put together by a team. The first time we did it was in 2018, which was the first time that Dr. Chris Smith, whom your listeners will be familiar with, and I put on what was then one of the very rare research conferences on the electric guitar. It was called the Electric Guitar in American Culture, and we did it twice. We did it in 2018 and 2022. Interesting that the most pervasive piece of instrument technology in history had not inspired a whole lot of academic inquiry. Now that's changing, and we had a small part to play with that. But as part of the festivities for that first conference in 2018, I was talking with a few colleagues and got introduced to Scott Ferris of Amusement Park Recordings, very experienced, wonderful recording engineer and record producer here, worked with lots of great people, award-winning. Was an early producer for Flatland Cavalry, who was here over the weekend for homecoming. And also another musician here in town who used to work for Tarpley Media named Jonathan Smither. And the three of us put together a gala concert that featured, I think the first year we had 10 people. We don't try to do that many now. But we had a long concert featuring some of the best regional guitarists from Lubbock, from Levelland, from West Texas. And, and we were going to do it on the plaza at Luca, but it turned cold, so we moved into the ice house. And all night, I had musicians coming up to me saying, "We've got to do this every year. This is incredible." And so we decided to make it an annual event, even though we didn't do the conference again for another 4 years. We did the concert in 2019. Of course, in 2020 and 2021, we weren't unable to do the concert, but we re-inaugurated it in 22. And now it's 25, and it's our 8th year, but it's our 6th concert because of those 2 years we had to take off. And it's become kind of a signature event. We realized very quickly that the guitar culture in West Texas is pervasive. And the music produced by this region, it's not just Buddy Holly. I mean, Buddy was awesome and so influential, but there's a whole bunch. If you go to the Buddy Holly Museum, there's a map that shows you all the names, and it's the concentration here is really astounding, and I'm thankful for the community for educating me about that.
That's interesting you say that because it wasn't until really looking at your press release that I saw, and I think a lot of people know this subconsciously, but it's not really at the forefront, that Lubbock has, the significance of the guitar players that are from here that have done enormous work in the field is profound.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really,
mm-hmm.
and legendary names.
Yeah.
And so there is quite a history here for great guitar playing.
And, I'll quote Scott Ferris here for when we met and first talked about this idea. He said, down in Austin, they call us the farm team because we send them all our guitarists and they get famous down there.
Right.
So there, in a way, Austin gets credit for what West Texas produces,
right.
Which I found fascinating. As a music historian, that kind of a dynamic is just fascinating. So it's really become, and I'll say this is our 3rd year in partnering with the Cactus Theater, which is the ideal venue for this show. Working with Daryl Holland has just been a dream, and it's a really good private and public partnership, and he knows how to promote these shows. In the music in the Guitarslingers concert was kind of out of the norm for the School of Music in 2018. Now our programs have evolved and we have more non-classical music.
Right.
And also, just for your listeners' benefit, We have not yet been able to incorporate classical guitar in the Guitarslingers concert. We're trying.
Yeah.
So if your listeners have any friends who are classical guitarists, have them get in touch with us. We think that next year we're going to have classical guitar included.
Great.
But we've done electric and acoustic. We just haven't had a classical artist that is available to us yet. So it's something that we're thinking about in case
sure.
your listeners wonder about that. But yeah, it's become, I think, a signature event for the instrument in this region. And basically it was inspired by all the players, the density of the talent here, but also the density of the culture and the longevity of the culture and the heritage here. And it's something that we hope, all of us who are involved, Jonathan Smither has moved to New York, so now his place on the committee is taken by Dolph Guardiola, who teaches audio engineering at South Plains. Mm-hmm. So we still have our trio committee. We're hoping, the three of us, that this, continues on when we're no longer here. It's something, I think there will be a need for it, and it's been really interesting to watch it grow. We're really excited this semester, talking like a professor. This year, we're really excited that we have three people who've never been on the bill before, three new players, young players. And, every few years there's new players emerging, and we try to mix it up style-wise, but also with players. We've had some players who've participated several years in a row, or several years out of, and we do repeat a few, but we try not to repeat exactly the same lineup 2 years in a row.
Right.
And so changing it up, we're lucky we have three new players.
So you have a concert coming up. It's this weekend, right?
Yes, it's Saturday, the 18th, October 18th, 7:30 p.m. at Cactus Theater.
And tell us a little bit about the program. How many people do you have?
Okay, so the format we've come up with for the last 3 years is 6 soloists who are invited to perform either with people that they work with, or we provide a house band, usually bass and drums. And so this year the soloists are Davis Drawn, Jake Hackett, Aloysius Migade, who is a graduate student here at Texas Tech. He's from Uganda.
Right.
He's a fantastic guitarist. Dustin Garrett,
Sure, yeah.
Kelly Hasty, and Cale Richardson. And then the house band this year is Sean Frankhauser and JT Paz on bass and drums, yeah. And so it's going to be an amazing show.
Right. The title of the show is Guitarslingers. How did you come up with that?
Well, it's a phrase that's been around. I've never seen it used for a concert. My first memory of that term was way back in the 70s, the old Guitar Player magazine. Mm-hmm. The guitarist, an early guitarist with the band, Steely Dan, Jeff Baxter, his nickname is Skunk, Jeff Skunk Baxter, had a column in the old Guitar Player magazine, and one issue he wrote an essay about how guitar slingers are like gunslingers in the Old West. Not literally, but he meant there's a mythic quality to it.
Yeah.
That, the myth of the gunfighter in our Western movies and books, and then kind of the myth of the guitar slinger. And he made all these comparisons that were really pretty cleverly observed. Right. And I hadn't thought about it for years. And when we were putting this show together, I just said, hey, what do you think of that? And they liked the name, so it stuck.
Great. Excellent. Guitarslingers, it's coming up this weekend, and it's at the Cactus Theater, 7:30 p.m. Do you think need to get tickets ahead of time? What do you think?
Well, we've been growing the audience significantly the last 3 years. I would say be safe and go on cactustheater.com and get your tickets.
Okay.
It's possible, depending on lots of other conditions over which we have no control. You know how Lubbock is. We might be close to full this year.
That's great.
Yeah, and we always have lots of students show up because it's a co-production between the Cactus Theater and the Vernacular Music Center here at the School of Music. Students do get in free with their ID.
Oh, great.
So we always have quite a number of them show up.
Yeah.
And it's hard to predict how many of them will show up. So early ticket sales are not an indication of that, right? So there's some variables there. If you want to see the show, maybe don't wait until walk up. Maybe go ahead and get them and have them held at will call.
Good. Yeah. Sounds like a great idea. Roger Landis, is senior lecturer here at the University School of Music, and he is a big part of making our program Guitarslingers happen this weekend at the Cactus Theater. Roger, as always, thank you for your time. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much.